Texas All-Star Wrestling comes to the Mayburn Civic Center, Temple, Texas on Saturday, November the 16th, 8 o'clock starting time. Ladies and gentlemen, the main event on that Saturday the 16th will see Chavo Guerrero, U.S. heavyweight champion, teaming up with Big Bubba to take on El Madril and Killer Brooks. And for the first time ever in Temple, Texas, an 8-man midget. 8 midgets in the ring at one time, over the top rope to the floor to be eliminated in that battle royal. A long way for a midget. That's about 12 to 14 feet over that top rope to the floor. Plus other exciting matches. Advance tickets on sale at the Mayburn Civic Center. And remember, that is Saturday, November the 16th, 8 o'clock, Mayburn Civic Center, Temple, Texas. Texas All-Star Wrestling. Well, Chavo, you're back, and I know you want to get even with El Madril. You get a chance right here in Temple.
Never mind the even, Steve. Never mind the even. Madril has tried to hurt. He hurt my father. And now he has burned me. And Madril, I'm still here. And now you got this has-been biker coming into the ring. Well, let me tell you something. When we get in the ring, there's no bike, there's no leather. It's wrestling, Jack. So bring Brooks and bring Madril. I got the biggest man in professional wrestling today, the strongest man in professional wrestling today, and we're going to get rid of you and your biker friends.
Big Bubba.
That's right. El Madril, Brooks, you guys tried to blind me, tried to get me out of here, but it didn't work. Brooks, you come at me with everything. Chains, chairs, it doesn't matter. When the thing's over with, I'm going to take and rip your eyes out, brother. You want to bleed? You want to take and make me bleed? For every drop of blood that you shed from my head, I'm going to take and put buckets from yours, brother.
Chavo Guerrero.
Let me tell you something, Steve. Madril has gone through a lot of his stints, including bringing a Russian all the way from Russia. Well, brother, you're in America. You're in America, and when it comes to America, you can bring anybody you want, because this is the free country and the greatest country in the world. And
today, ladies and gentlemen, Rapido Rodriguez and myself have here with me El Madril. And El Madril, hadn't been too long since you've been on the Texas All-Star Wrestling Close-Up.
Well, that's right, Steve Stack. You know, they begged me to come on this 5-minute thing. You know, if they had their way, I'd be on here every week so these idiots out there could understand what I'm saying. I speak Spanish because I know all these Mexican people out here, they don't understand English. But I'm going to talk like a gentleman and sit right down here and talk like a man.
Well, Madril, there's been a lot of controversy lately in some of your matches.
What's that?
A lot of controversy, the way you've been getting into the ring and the things you've been doing.
Don't worry about it. I've been accused of throwing stuff on people's eye, somebody getting burnt, and all kinds of things like that. Well, you know what? I don't know what these people are on, but they're hallucinating. I have nothing to do with that, Stack.
I just noticed you are not wearing the cast. What is it? Do you have the doctor's letter to wear that glove?
¿Qué te importa a ti? ¿Qué te importa a ti? Look at Stack. I went to the doctor, and he told me, Madril, you got to wear something on this hand. It's still hurting me. So I went and got this doctor's glove here, which I have got to wear every time I wrestle, Stack. Now, that's what this glove's for. And don't ask me no more about it, because it's none of your business.
Chavo Guerrero was out earlier on Texas All-Star Wrestling. He'd like to get his hands on you.
Chavo Guerrero, whoopee-doo, you know. Who cares about Chavo Guerrero? Now, he came out here, and he said that he would put that belt on the line, didn't he?
He said he would like to have another match with you.
He didn't say put it on the line. Well, then he's got no business asking me about anything. If he puts that belt on the line, of course I'm going to accept it because I want that belt.
Let me get this straight. You will wrestle with Chavo Guerrero as long as the U.S. Heavyweight Championship's on the line.
Chavo Guerrero, all he's got to do is polish that belt, because if I get in the ring with him, that belt is coming right here where it belongs, baby. I ain't worried about no Chavo Guerrero.
Well, Madril, we'll check you later on and see about that U.S. title match. But there are a lot of rumors going around the professional wrestling area that you've been in contact with a lot of different areas of professional wrestling.
That's right, Stack. You know, I've been on the telephone. I've been very, very busy lately. I've been talking to a lot of guys, and...
Yeah, I know. I've been having a little inside check on you.
How do you know?
I understand you've been in contact...
You've been tapping my phones or what?
Bobby Heenan of the WWF in New York City.
That's right. I've been talking to Bobby Heenan. You want to know who else, or are you going to tell me? I suppose you know already, right?
Somebody told me that you even contacted Gary Hart of World Class Wrestling.
That's right. I've talked to Bobby Heenan. I've talked to Ray Stevens. I've talked to Gary Hart. I've talked to a lot of people, baby.
I know. You also were on the phone to
J.J. Hart.
Dillon.
That's right. I talked to J.J.
Akbar.
Why don't you let me talk and shut your mouth? That these people want to hear me, not you. Y tú también, cállate. Yo estoy hablando, no tú. Yo hablaba con Gary Hart. Yo hablaba con Ray Stevens. Yo hablaba con todos los luchadores. ¿El manager? No le hace que... ¿O vas a comenzar conmigo, eh?
Madril, you said you were going to be calm. Tell us what all this is all about. Why are you in contact with all these people?
Well, let me tell you what, Steve Stack. You know, every week the greatest wrestlers in the world come here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. I've got the Hoods, I've got Killer Brooks, and now I've got the Korchenko, the Russian, and I got a new man that they're going to be seeing here pretty soon, the Assassin. I've got a lot of wrestlers, and you know, that's a big load for me. So I want somebody to go halfers with me so we can start the biggest association in the wrestling profession right now. And
you're going to have an association with somebody.
That's right. I'm going to have an association with one of those guys.
Would you mind just going in and telling us so all these fans out here will know?
Actually, that's none of your business, Stack, who I'm going to bring in here. But if you really have to know, I'll tell you.
Why don't you just tell us and tell all these fans here?
Well, next week, people, Gary Hart is going to be here, and he's going to team up with Al Madril, and we're going to start the biggest association in professional wrestling today, baby. How do you like that?
Hart.
That's right. Gary Hart from the world class is coming here with me, and we're going to be team together.
Number one.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Well, that's yet to be seen.
What else you want to talk about, Stack?
I want to talk about, I also understand that you and Gary Hart have already made one agreement, something to do with the Russians.
That's right. That's right. You know, Korchenko has beat everybody like that. Have you noticed that, Stack? Korchenko, el ruso ha ganado todos muy fácil, ¿verdad? Well, now I'll tell you what. I'm going to put $2,500 of my money. Gary Hart's going to put $2,500 of his, and $5,000 if anybody can last 5 minutes with a Russian.
When does that start?
That starts tonight. If you want it to start immediate, I don't care. $5,000 si pueden ganar al Russian. Pero no hay nadie. If they can last 5 minutes. Any professional wrestler, if he can last 5 minutes with Korchenko, will get $5,000.
And Gary Hart, I understand, has somebody that he's bringing with him next week.
When Gary Hart comes, Mr. Stack, he is going to bring a man here that you will not believe. He is called the American Ninja. This man can drive nails with his hands through boards. He can break bricks. He can do a lot of things. He's probably one of the most vicious men I have ever seen in my life.
I never thought I'd see the day that the association of Hart and Madril would be on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
You people are going to have to remember Gary Hart and Al Madril, baby. We're going to be the biggest association today in professional wrestling, and we're going to rule Texas All-Star Wrestling if we have to buy the TV, if we have to buy Fred Barron out, whatever we have to do. We're going to be number one right here.
Thank you very much. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Hart is coming to Texas All-Star Wrestling, plus the American Ninja. We'll see him next week.
Time limit. Tag team action. Making their debut in the United States from Yokohama, Japan, weighing 247 pounds, Fuyuki. And his partner from Tochigi, Japan, weighing 233 pounds, Kawada. Their opponents from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 222 pounds, Jim Powell. And his partner from Blaine, Washington, weighing 256 pounds, Nick Kiniski.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Japanese team of Fuyuki and Kawada make their first United States appearance right here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. They go up against Nick Kiniski and Jim Powell. I want to tell all you fans, don't forget, next week, Gary Hart and the American Ninja right here on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
That's right, Stack. I see you're smirking a little bit. I just surprised the world, haven't I? That's right. Gary and I are going in cahoots together, and we're going to have the biggest stable of wrestlers in the world in this profession.
Well, I can believe that. Gary Hart and Al Madril together here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. And Nick Kiniski hooks up with Fuyuki. F-U-J-U-K-I. Fuyuki from Japan. As he twists and turns. And now he holds on to Kiniski, and Kiniski goes in behind. Kiniski picks him up. And it seems like Kiniski Using some of that Olympic moves at the ring, it is Dick Kiniski being pushed back into the corner. Kawada with a forearm. Kawada with another forearm. Another forearm as Powell starts in. And now here comes Fuyuki. Fuyuki with a kick to the midsection. They pull Kiniski out, snap him over. Up with that leg across the chest. Big kick from Fuyuki. Oh, these Japanese wrestlers are tough.
What did I tell you, Stack? This is the greatest team in the world, baby, and I brought them here for one purpose. And I don't care who they have to wrestle, whether it's American Force or Chavo and Casey or whichever team thinks they're good enough or big enough. We got them right here, baby. These guys are great.
A little double teaming there from the Japanese wrestlers as Kiniski kicks out, tags out, in comes Jim Powell. Powell punishing the left leg. Gary Hart, the American Ninja, right here next week. Here comes Powell, bouncing off the rope. Oh, what a kick! What a kick from Kawada! Kawada tags out. What a kick from Kawada. Here comes Fuyuki. Oh, they hold Powell. Fuyuki catches with a knee. There's a kick. Fuyuki takes Powell, whips him across the ring. Fuyuki with a nice backdrop as he got Powell coming off. Fuyuki rolling Powell over, setting down in a Boston Crab. Oh, and the other Japanese wrestler using his head to push to give him a little more pressure.
Isn't that great, Stack? I'll tell you what, these guys are fantastic. They wrestle my style of wrestling. My style of wrestling.
Kiniski moves back. There's all four men in the ring at one time here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. Oh, right to the midsection.
Did you see that move, Stack?
Here comes Powell off the rope. Nice drop kick from Kawada. It's Powell down. It's one leg over that bottom rope. There's a tag. Fuyuki into the ring. Oh, double chop. Down goes Powell. Fuyuki reaches down, grabs the hair of Powell. There's that big reverse kick. Wow.
What do you think, Stack? What'd I tell you? That this is all over, Stack. These guys know exactly what they're doing to take care of these opponents.
Gets him up. What's he going to do with him? He holds him. There he goes down. And here's the count. It's 1, 2, 3. Kiniski comes in, but he is jumped by Kawada.
An unfair advantage. It's even hard for us to tell them apart, and we've had them beat time and time again. I know the people have seen it, you've seen it, everybody here has seen it, and they just find a way. They switch or whatever, and it is really hard to tell them apart, and I think, I don't know, I just don't know what to do about it.
Shawn Michaels.
Well, Steve, you know, the claim to fame we have is to beat the sheep herders, and that's two separate men, and we can do the same to the hoods if we had two separate men. But when they wear those hoods, those masks, it's tough to tell which one is which, and it is an unfair advantage. And we show the people what happened the other night at Joe and Harry, and they'll see exactly what we mean.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you talk about the American Force, speaking of the hood switching and taking an unfair advantage into the match. Let's pick up the action of a tag team match where the American Force was battling it out with the hood. Can punish that arm and shoulder some more. It is Hood number 1, holding on to the left arm of Paul Diamond. Shawn Michaels is outside trying to cheer his partner on. Referee tells Michaels to get into his corner. Now they time that arm back up into the rope. Diamond off the ropes, a kick knocks the Hood down. Diamond across the ring. Can he make it this way? He is rolling. Here comes the other Hood. He tags in, stops Diamond again. Suplex. On top, it's Hood number 2. A count of 2 on Paul Diamond. Texas Tag Team titles on the line. The Hoods, the champion, defending against the American Force. Diamond ducks underneath that one. Cross body block, knocks the Hood down. Now Michaels trying to get Diamond over where he can make the tag. Can Shawn Michaels tag in? He does! Here he comes over the top rope. Oh, Shawn Michaels knocks one Hood down. He grabs the other one, whips him across the ring, and catches him in the midsection. Comes up with another super kick, and down goes the other Hood. So it's Shawn Michaels taking care of the two Hoods as Diamond is rolling out on the floor. There's that super kick, and it kicks the Hood all the way out onto the concrete floor. Side headlock by Michaels. Here he comes over the top of the referee, over the top of the referee. Clothesline by the Hood. The Hood switch! The Hood switch! Oh, something's got to be done about this. This is not the first time the Hood did it, but they made that quick switch. And I just caught it as they were jumping over the referee. The Hood that was outside on the floor came into the ring. The other one went out, and it was 1, 2, 3. Right, the Hoods have come out here, and I want to tell both teams, I don't want any fighting like was going on up here last week. If you guys want to fight, if you start a fight here, both of you will be disbanded from Texas All-Star Wrestling and unable to wrestle.
What kind of stipulation is that?
Well, this is not a place to fight.
Who's going to right to show that film? You know they edited that film to be to their advantage. We never switched. We never had to. We can beat them any day of the week, and you know that, and they know that.
It looked to me like they switched. They sure did, Steve, and you saw it on tape. And I'll tell you one thing. You want to step into the ring with us, brother, okay? If you were man enough,
There was no editing. You guys were at the meeting, the committee meeting. You guys were there. We were there. You know what you got to face. It's real simple. One of you has got to wear a different colored hood. One little stipulation. You guys are man enough to beat us, you say? Just wear a different color mask. That's all we need. A different color mask, and you'll be looking at new Texas Tag Team Champions. You can guarantee that.
ladies and gentlemen, Fred Barron, the promoter of Texas All-Star Wrestling, has ordered a match with the stipulations to Hoods. You wear a red mask, you wear a black mask. That way, there's no way you can switch.
Well, let me tell you something, Steve. We don't care if it's a yellow, pink, or any other color. We don't need to wear the same colored mask to beat these two punks. We can go in the ring with no masks on, and we can beat them once, we can beat them twice. It doesn't make a difference, Zach. You know that, they know that, and these people know that.
I have a contract here from Texas All-Star Wrestling that states Texas Tag Team titles on the line. The Hoods wear separate masks with the American Force sign.
You got it right here. Signatures of the American Force.
Well, the American Force is going over there to sign, so they have agreed. How about you two?
Like I said before, Steve Sachs, it doesn't make a difference. We can wear different colored masks, different colored tights. We can come out there and anything we want, and we can beat them. And it doesn't make one bit of difference to me what stipulation they got. We're ready anytime they are. Put your names on there, guys. Put your names on there.
Last Sunday was the last switch you guys will ever do. I guarantee you that. You think different color mask going to make
you think it's going to make you any better? Do you think it's going to make it any easier for you?
Now the Hoods have the contract. Wait a minute. One of the Hoods says no. They are talking about something. Just a moment. Hoods. They are going over there, and they are thinking about signing that contract. I don't know. They're over there trying to sign that contract. I hope they get it. What were y'all talking about? What do you mean, wait? Did you sign the...
We signed the contract. That's no problem in that. We're not afraid. We're fighting champions. We're not paper champions or closet champions. We can beat them anytime, any place. But since they're sitting out here claiming stipulations, we got one for ourselves.
What do you mean one?
The little stipulation that's in this contract states right there that if the American Force loses, they have to leave town.
Leave town or leave Texas?
Leave town, the state of Texas. Out of here, once and for all.
Well, wait a minute. John Paul, they have signed, but they put in a special stipulation that you guys will have to leave Texas. I know you guys. John, this is your hometown.
That's right, Steve. This is my hometown. It's become Paul's new home. There's one thing that means an awful lot to us. No, I'm not choked up. I'm not choked up. Yeah, this is my home, but I want those belts more than anything. So you want the match, you got it, buddy. You have got it.
If you guys lose, you leave Texas?
That's right. If we lose the match, we will leave Texas. There in any way, I'm leaving my home, and he's leaving his new home. We're going to beat two guys for the last time. You better pack your bags, boys, because Southwest Airlines has got a flight leaving San Antonio every hour on the hour, and come after that match, you're going to be on the next plane out, boys. And say goodbye. We're going to send them on the bus. We're going to send you out there. You're gone. You're history, boy. This is your last match. Guaranteed. You can go to the bank. You can write a check, baby. It's over.
Tell you what, Steve, we handled the Sheep Raiders just fine 2-on-2. Now we got two different color mats. There's no way we're leaving. This has become my home. It's Sean's home, and we're staying here.
Right, Steve. This is my home. We are not going anywhere. We are fighting two men now, not one like it was before. Hood, you got our backs up against the wall now, brother, and we are coming out fighting.
Thank you very much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. American Force against the Hood for the Texas Tag Team titles. The Hood must wear different color masks. If the Force loses, they leave Texas. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more right after this.
Paul, 10-minute time limit. Seconded by his beautiful valet, Fantasy, from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, weighing 248 pounds, the Golden Boy, Mike Golden. And his opponent, weighing 212 pounds, Al Gavigan.
There's the internet. Just a moment. Somebody has walked up the ringside. A gentleman has walked up the ringside. He is motioning over to Fantasy. He's walked into the ring. He is grabbing Fantasy by the arm. Golden is just staring him down. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, his death is coming. He's taking Fantasy, and she doesn't want to go, but they're leading her out the door. Whoever that was has grabbed Fantasy, and she's gone. I don't know where she went. The bell is sounded. Golden is hot. He's in the ring. The Golden Boy is not able to figure out what's happened. I don't know who that was. I've never seen him before. And he just come down to the ring. He said something to Fantasy. He was talking to her. She had that look on her face, and she wondered, well, where'd you come from? And we'll check on that in just a moment if we can to see what happened to Fantasy. Look at Golden dive Gavigan down to the mat. I can't believe somebody just walked into the ring, took Fantasy. Golden had that look on his face as he couldn't figure out what was going on. He didn't say nothing, though, as he told Gavin they get out of the ring. Golden comes over, big boot to the back. Fantasy, I'm looking out the door. She's gone. I don't know where she went and who she went with. She was trying to keep from going, but whoever that was just continued to pull her by the arm and just took her right out the front. Golden, you can tell he's worried. All you have to do is look at his face and the way he's taking care of Gavigan. He's sending the message out right now. Looking to see if Fantasy's going to come back in. Don't forget the Midget World Championship will be defended in Texas very soon, along for the first time. Midget 8-man battle royal over the top rope to the floor. The midgets are coming to Texas. Look at Golden kicking. Al Gavigan. And also next week here on Texas All-Star Wrestling, Gary Hart and the American Ninja. Oh, Golden has been laying him in. Gavigan has been taking the punishment from the Golden Boy. The look on Golden's face, he is furious. You can tell. I guess everybody be furious. Somebody come in and take your woman away from you right here on television, and then Golden couldn't go out because the bell sounded, and he had this match with Gavigan. Here's a count. 2. He picks him up by the hair. The Referee Fred Sinclair telling Golden, if you're going to pin him, pin him. Dish out any more punishment as you have to. Clothesline. Down goes Gavigan. Golden coming over the corner. I have never seen the look that Golden has on his face tonight. Any other time that he's been in the ring, something is really bothering him. There's a clothesline. Down goes Gavigan. Golden grabs the leg. This time it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Boy Mike Golden trying to make his way out. Let's see if we can get Golden right over here. As Golden makes his way out. Mike Golden, hold on just a minute, Golden. Want to know where Fantasy went. Who was it?
I'll tell you something, Steve Stacks. That boy should have never followed me here. He should have never found me.
What do you mean?
It's a family matter. It has nothing to do with wrestling. You don't bust. You stick your nose out of my business. You keep your nose out of my business.
Oh, the Golden Boy's mad. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's not too happy. He's going out trying to find Fantasy. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because more exciting action is coming up right after this. Tag team action as Killer Brooks is back with Texas All-Star Wrestling. Teams up with El Madril to take on Chavo Guerrero and Big Bubba. And for the first time ever in Temple, Texas, an 8-midget battle royal. 8 midgets in the ring at one time over the top rope to the floor. That's a long way for a big man, much less a midget. Other exciting matches. We'll tell you more about that next week right here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. The action begins at 8 o'clock Saturday, November the 16th at Mayburn Civic Center. You can pick up your advance tickets at the Civic Center. El Madril.
You know, I heard Chavo Guerrero out here a little bit while ago saying how he had one of the biggest wrestlers in the world as his partner. You left out one thing, though, Chavo, one of the dumbest wrestlers in the world, too. Now, I'll tell you what, that's the blind leading the blind. So, Guerrero, we're not worried about it, because look what I got for a partner, Killer Brooks.
You know, Bubba, you're big, that's all, Jack. You're not so bad. You're just big. And this little Mexican boy running around out here crying because Al tried to take his eye out. He's got a scar on his face. Who cares about Chavo Guerrero? I don't, and Al Madril doesn't. We don't care about what Bubba wants, what Chavo wants. It's what Brooks and what Madril wants. That's all that counts. You're going to be beat. It's in my favorite town, Temple. When I go to Temple, I always try to be meaner and dirtier, and I try to whip somebody good because I like Temple.
You heard that, Stack? So, Chavo Guerrero, you come down there, baby, and you bring your little shoe shine box, and afterwards you can shine our shoes because that's all you're good for. And you bring your daddy around again, and I'll slap him again. I don't care about you, your family, your dog, your goldfish, or anybody else, Chavo Guerrero. I want you, baby. I'm glad you're back.
Texas weighing 262 pounds, Killer Brooks. His opponent at 218 pounds, Rudy Gonzales.
Well, there's the bell, ladies and gentlemen. It's Killer Brooks starting quickly on... Wait a minute. Killer Brooks has the fist tape. What is it? This is not a tape fist match. What's he doing?
Isn't that great, Stack? You know what he's getting ready for? Iceman. The Iceman.
Hey, he is not supposed to start a tape fist. That's a disqualification. The referee has already asked for the bell.
Why?
Well, because Brooks had the fist covered up.
So what? When you got to get in the ring, you got to do the best to win and do anything to win. And that's what the Killer's doing.
He is pounding the rib cage of Rudy Gonzales, and he has got to be trying to break the ribs. Wait. The referee asked for the bell, as we told you. Brooks disqualified for the tape fist as he continues to pound. He pushes the referee all out of the way. Rudy Gonzales comes up with a fist, but he's not going to get too much power as Killer Brooks has been really laying him in there.
Oh, isn't that great, Stack? That's my type of man. That's my type of man. Let's bring in the Iceman in here. Let's bring in anybody against Killer Brooks. He'll take care of him.
Killer Brooks grabs Rudy Gonzales, puts him into the ropes. Oh, that's right to the top of the head. This Killer Brooks is crazy. He's going after the referee, stomping around the ring. Rudy Gonzales was knocked out on the floor. Remember, the match was over the minute it started.
That's right, it was, Stack. It was over from the beginning. And I'll tell you what, anybody that gets in the ring with Killer Brooks, he's my type of man. Has got to be loco in the cabeza.
Well, there goes Brooks. outside, grabbing Rudy Gonzales. Fist to the top of the head. The referee being pushed out of the way. Brooks going back in the ring. Why doesn't he quit, Madril?
Why should he quit? This guy wants to stay in there? Well, then let him stay in there if he's dumb enough.
Well, Gavigan has come out to try to help Rudy Gonzales get out of the ring. Brooks is laying it in there. Well, Rudy Gonzales is taking a pounding now. Killer Brooks is biting. Fist to the top of the head. What's the matter with this Killer Brooks? Get Rudy out of there. Killer Brooks, I don't know what they're going to do with this guy. He was disqualified the moment that match started because the referee saw the taped fist. Brooks had him covered up. Brooks, that's the worst thing I've ever...
I hope you're watching that, Iceman! King Parson, taped fist match. That was for the Iceman, Stack. You send that to Dallas, straight to the Iceman.
Ladies and gentlemen, Killer Brooks wanting to get his hands on the Iceman, King Parson, with those tape fists. Now, let's go join Bill Merriman, our ring announcer, as Killer Brooks is still not leaving the ring. Brooks is pounding on two men out there now. Al Gavigan and Rudy Gonzales. This Brooks is crazy. Well, I don't know whether the Iceman would want to get a hold of Killer Brooks right now tonight at all. There's Killer Brooks. He finally gets separated. Brooks has Rudy Gonzales again, throws him into the TV stand. The referee, Fred Sinclair, is being pushed out of the way. Killer Brooks trying to get out of here. Let's go now, ladies and gentlemen, and pick up our ring announcer, Bill Merriman, for the next match.
This event is the 5-minute, $5,000 challenge event. Introducing the challenger from Stomping Grounds, Kentucky, weighing 331 pounds, J.R. Hogg. Across the ring from Vladivostok, Siberia, in the Soviet Union, weighing 367 pounds, Korchenko.
Korchenko coming in the ring now. Don't forget, next week, Gary Hart and the American Ninja for the first time here on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
That's right, Stack. After this TV show's over, I'm making a long-distance phone call. I'm calling Mr. Hart, and we're going to talk about it, and he should be here flying in, and I'll send the limousine to pick him up at the airport next week for TV. He will be here, and he will bring the American Ninja.
You better worry about this. You got $5,000 on the line here. If J.R. Hogg can stay with the Russian Korchenko for 5 minutes.
I'll tell you what, Stack, I'm going to go and take a nap right now, and when I come back, I'll still have my $5,000 in my pocket.
All you youngsters, don't forget, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, if you're under the age of 12, it's only $3 general admission. And the midgets are coming to Texas for a midget battle royal. First time ever in Texas. Plus, Little Tokyo will be defending his world midget championship. Look at Hogg. He knows there's $5,000. Well, he knew there was $5,000. He was really going at that Russian. He had the Russian going his way, but then the Russian just steps aside, dropped J.R. Hogg over the top rope. Here comes the Russian claw.
That's it, Stack. Now, you know when this man puts on that claw, there is nobody, but nobody, not whether Chavo Guerrero, not whether Scott Casey, the American Force, or anybody else that can get out of it.
$5,000 challenge. Any professional wrestler can stay with the Russian 5 minutes. He gets the $5,000 put up by the new connection of Al Madril and Gary Hart.
That's right. Al Madril and Gary Hart, baby. We're here to stay. That match is over, Stack.
That match is over. Russian Korchenko keeps the money for Madril and Hart. Stay tuned, because we'll be coming up with Chavo Guerrero and Scott Casey here on Texas All-Star Wrestling in just a moment. But before we go to this break, Nick Kiniski has come out here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. How you doing, Nick?
Fine, thank you. How you doing, Steve? Steve, I just heard on television there that they're offering $5,000 if you can go 5 minutes with the Russian. And I'd like to accept that challenge because I could sure use the money right now.
Would you like to take that challenge next week here on Texas All-Star Wrestling?
I would love to, you know. I think the people of Texas are the greatest. The fans supported me from the beginning. I know they'll support me right to the end. And I honestly feel I'll get 110%, and I believe I can go 5 minutes. I'm just about sure I can.
Thank you very much, Nick. We'll sign that match for you next week. It's Nick Kiniski against the Russian for the $5,000 5-minute challenge. Stay tuned. The Cowboy Scott Casey and Chavo Guerrero next. Your USA Heavyweight Championship on the line.
You know, brother, this is the most prestigious belt, only apart from the World Heavyweight title. And Madril, you don't deserve to wear that title around your waist. But first, you're going to have to beat me. But you're not going to beat me with fire. And I want you people to see what happened last week at the Coliseum.
Let's take you now to the Freeman Coliseum, San Antonio, ladies and gentlemen. Show you Chavo Guerrero and Big Bubba in the ring against El Madril and Killer Brooks. Bubba takes Killer Brooks, whips him all the way in across the ring into the turnbuckle, comes in with that big squash. He does it 3 times, 4 times. And now Bubba takes him, whips him into the ropes, gets a big boot up there, down went Killer Brooks. 431-pound Big Bubba picks Killer Brooks up. I believe he's got him by the beard. Here comes Madril in, and that gets rid of Bubba, but right there is Chavo Guerrero with a forearm to the back. Here's the tag. It's El Madril in now. Brooks holds Big Bubba. El Madril kicks. Texas All-Star Wrestling from the Freeman Coliseum, San Antonio. Here comes Chavo in with a knee to the back of El Madril. It's 2-on-1 as Big Bubba's in the wrong corner. Elbow to the top of the head of Big Bubba. He staggers back. There's Madril. Madril, as you can see, is not doing anything right now, but he did tag in. Brooks has not left the ring. They're going to pick Big Bubba up, and they take him down. Whoa. Oh, and Bubba hits the mat. Everything shakes. Madril now raking those fingers around the good eye of Big Bubba. Kick from Madril. Oh, here comes Guerrero. The referee intercepts Guerrero, but he goes out of the way. And Chavo going after Madril, and Brooks comes over, and he takes Chavo and throws him out. Now it's Big Bubba throws them together. Here's a tag. In comes Chavo Guerrero. Chavo with a drop kick on Madril. Chavo with a drop kick on Killer Brooks. Chavo goes after El Madril. That's the one he wants anyhow. He takes Madril, whips him into the turnbuckle. Oh, Madril goes up high. Cross body block right onto the referee. Right onto the referee. Madril is down. Chavo is on top of him. The referee is still out. Here's Brooks. Oh, Madril landing right on the referee. Big Bubba's over there. Big Bubba is checking. There goes Brooks over the top rope as Chavo has thrown him out. Somebody throws a beer into the ring. Oh, there's a fire. The fire in the face of the referee. It was meant for Chavo Guerrero. But he ducked. The fire went into the face of the referee. Chavo ducked. It was from him. There's the beer thrown to Madril. Now, Chavo, the fire come out. You just ducked it that time.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to make sure that it doesn't occur. I'm going to make sure that if Madril beats me for the belt, which I know he can't, it's going to be a 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring. And I have chosen as a special referee this man right here. Scott Casey will referee that match and make sure that wrestling is what it's all about that night.
That's right, gentlemen. I will be the deciding factor. It's got to be a 1-2-3. Whether it be El Madril, whether it be Chavo Guerrero, the man that wins that belt is going to have to pin his opponent.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
And El Madril, this is no ordinary referee. You can't burn this one because this one fights back.
Thank you very much. They're going to the ring right now, ladies and gentlemen. You heard Chavo Guerrero and El Madril for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship special referee Scott Casey. Now, let's go pick up our ring announcer, Bill Merriman.
Star TV main event with television time remaining from parts unknown, weighing 260 pounds, the Assassin. And his partner from Albany, Georgia, weighing 229 3/4 pounds, the USA Junior Heavyweight Champion, the Georgia Strongman, Veasey. And their opponent from Bull Verde, Texas, making his return to Texas All-Star Wrestling from El Paso, Texas, weighing 228 pounds, the U.S. heavyweight champion, Chavo Guerrero.
Well, Chavo Guerrero is back. He's teaming up with a cowboy. Now, Madril, he didn't have too much good to say about you, but he did accept your challenge with a special stipulation that Scott Casey will be the special referee.
Well, I'll tell you what, I knew Guerrero would come up with something like that, Stack. Anything to try to hold on to that belt. But I'll tell you what, I don't care if he had Big Bubba, both the American Force, or whoever else as a referee. Because I'll tell you what, brother, I'm going to be the new champion. And you're going to see that, Stack.
Well, it's the assassin. You told us the assassin was here. He's in the ring right now with Scott Casey.
That's right. You see how big a man this guy is, too, Stack. I'm bringing men from all over the world, and I ain't telling you where this man's from.
The assassin talks to Dale Veasey, the Georgia strongman. I want to remind you, the great wrestling fans out there, the Texas All-Star Wrestling next week. Gary Hart will be here as he joins in association with El Madril, and the American Ninja will be making his first appearance next week right here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. I'm still really confused at what happened to Fantasy. We're going to be checking on Fantasy and see what we can find out about her here before we go off the air today. The assassin with a fist. Here's the tag to the Georgia strongman, Casey. Well, the referee is not allowing the tag. The referee did not allow the tag. The assassin now goes over and he tags again. Coming to Texas, the midget world champion. He'll be defending that title. Plus, the midgets in a 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal. First time in Texas, a midget battle royal with 8 men in it. It's coming to Texas soon. Oh, Veasey gets topped by Casey, and then he get him out of that corner. Veasey going into Chavo Guerrero.
First one.
On the Georgia strongman. Chavo Guerrero with a side suplex on the Georgia strongman. Guerrero, the U.S. heavyweight champion. Pouring it on Veasey, but Veasey uses the head. Guerrero comes up with a kick. Guerrero takes him, lays him on the rope. Here's Guerrero bouncing off the rope. A hip toss. Oh! Choking now by the Georgia strongman.
What I was trying to say earlier, Steve, that was the first move that I saw Chavo Guerrero do, and what happened? He fell down and broke his crown, didn't he? So I'll tell you what, Stack. Chavo Guerrero thinks he's just going to come back here and get all this revenge, supposedly, and that I hurt his poor little daddy, and I did this to him and I did that to him. Well, Mr. Guerrero, there's nothing separating us right now but air. So whenever he's ready, and I can't believe he's man enough to even put the belt up, Stack, but I'm ready, and I'm going to take that belt once and for all. You'll see.
Casey slams the assassin. Casey kicks the assassin. My first look at the assassin. Big boot to the chest. Casey has him covered up. The referee, Fred Sinclair, 2 count as the right shoulder of the assassin comes up. Veasey's claiming that Casey has the trunks of the assassin. Youngsters under the age of 12, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, you get in for only $3. General admission. Come on out and enjoy a great night with the professionals from Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Now, I'm going to ask you one more time. Whose idea is this for these $3 brats to get in there?
Mr. Fred Barron, the owner of Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Fred Barron, if you're listening, my lawyer's going to be in touch with you tomorrow. Nobody's going to pay $3 to see El Madril.
Here's the tag. The Georgia strongman is in. Forearm to the back. Here comes Casey bouncing off the rope. Oh! Veasey had him up, dropped him down. Veasey now choking. Veasey choking. And now Casey's up. There's a kick from the assassin as everybody tries to get into the action. Casey, reversal. Veasey off the rope. Casey has him up. What's he going to do with it? Slams him down.
I'll tell you what, Stack. I can't take nothing away from Scott Casey, but if he thinks he's going to get involved in my match with Chavo Guerrero, he's got another thing coming, because you know the surprise I gave Chavo, the surprise I gave Bubba, well, I'll just do the same thing to Scott Casey.
Well, Scott Casey will be the special referee when El Madril meets Chavo Guerrero for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. It's Guerrero in now. In comes the assassin. Guerrero went after him. Here comes Casey in now. All four men. Oh, Veasey going for the atomic drop. The Chavo Guerrero got him, went over the top. Has the shoulders down with a beautiful back boot right.
Yeah, but he had him by the trunk.
1, 2, 3, and Chavo Guerrero and Scott Casey win it here on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
He had him by the trunk. Stack, why don't you say that?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were telling you earlier about the disappearance of Fantasy from the ring when she was in there with the Golden Boy. We don't know what happened, but let's take you back now and show you what happened when Fantasy disappeared. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's the internet. Just a moment, somebody has walked up the ringside. A gentleman has walked up the ringside. He is motioning over to Fantasy. He's walked into the ring. He is grabbing Fantasy by the arm. Golden is just staring him down. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, Jeff is coming. He's taking Fantasy, and she doesn't want to go, but they're leading her out the door. Whoever that was has grabbed Fantasy, and she's gone. I don't know where she went. The bell. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we still do not know what the status of Fantasy is, but I'll guarantee that we'll check into it and we'll give you all the information next week here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. Plus, Gary Hart and the American Ninja make their appearance.
That's right. Don't worry about Fantasy and Mike Golden. That's their business, Stack. You just want to know everything. But I'll tell you what, next week, Gary Hart's going to be here. He's going to bring the American Ninja in here. And, brother, I'll tell you what, Gary Hart and Al Madril, we're going to rule Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Till next week, on behalf of everyone at Texas All-Star Wrestling, this is Gary Hart. Go! What's up,